Now, I've talked about the vaccine and population on my HardNews TV2 channel that was pulled down, but we need to revisit some stuff so that I can bring y'all to the latest information on this. Thank you for tuning in to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is September 29th, 2020, and so let's talk about the population, Operation Warp Speed, and the vaccine. Okay, so the United States of America has roughly 330 million people legally, or that's accounted for. Now, we know that during the summer, Trump said that the Department of Defense had ordered 500 million pre-filled injectable devices. So that would be 170 more million above the U.S. population. So I don't know if that would be for illegals or what that additional 170 million dosage would be. But let's look at some articles, and we're going to look at the chart that I just found. So this is from May 14th, 2020 from Reuters. Okay. It says, Trump mobilizing the United States military to deliver the coronavirus vaccine. President Donald Trump is mobilizing the United States military to distribute a novel coronavirus vaccine when one becomes available, and will focus first on older Americans. You know it's a massive job to give this vaccine, Trump said in an interview broadcast Thursday on Fox Business. Our military is now being mobilized, so at the end of the year, we're going to be able to give it to a lot of people very, very rapidly. He said he believes there will be a vaccine by the end of the year, and the United States is mobilizing our military and other forces on that assumption. The White House has set a target of having 300 million vaccine dosage by the end of 2020. Now, let me show you this. Okay? Now, while they're talking about getting this vaccine to people, I found this article today. This is from the 27th. New CDC estimates fatality rate for COVID-19 drops again and may surprise you. So for the first time ever, they give a breakdown. CDC's new estimate for the first time is broken down by age group. Here's what the CDC calls its current best estimate. 1 out of 34,000 people under 19 years old will die from it. So why do they have the schools and colleges shut down? Okay? 1 out of 34,000. 1 out of 5,000 people will die from 20 to 49. 1 person out of 200 for ages 50 to 69, and 1 person out of 20 for age 70 and up. But yet we're shutting down the entire world, the entire economy, educational systems, businesses, but yet they're still on this operational warp speed trajectory that they want to go to world vaccinations. Thank you, Bill Gates. Now, this article is from May 12, 2020. Now, this is from the Department of Defense. So the first article I showed y'all was Reuters. Now, this is from the Department of Defense press release in May. The Department of Defense awards a $138 million contract enabling pre-filled syringes for a future COVID-19 vaccine. Now, we've talked about it before that ApiJect is who got the contract. You can go to ApiJect's website. Their pre-filled syringe devices do have the RFID chip in it. Okay? So, Department of Defense and ApiJect, and they want their 500 million pre-filled syringes. ApiJect awarded the HHS-DOD Title III Defense Production Act contract of $138 million in support of a joint federal agency accelerated build-out of domestic surge capacity for a high-speed, population-scale emergency drug injection solution. ApiJect System, a public benefit corporation based here today, announced it has been awarded the contract valued up to $138 million to accelerate the building of a U.S.-based high-speed population-scale emergency drug injection capability with prefilled syringes from its subsidiary Rapid USA Inc. Project Jumpstart. Okay, so now here's the last two articles I want to show y'all. Now this is from HHS.gov. So like I said, I've showed y'all the Department of Defense and Reuters, and now HHS.gov. It's not conspiracy. So this is them breaking down warp speed, what they're doing, who's doing it. It's a partnership of Department of Health and Human Services, the CDC, the FDA, the NIH, the DOD. Okay, what's the plan and what's happened so far? So this is like their recap of what they've been doing. Now, let's keep going because I want to get to distribution. This was in May, distribution. It says, OW Operation Warp Speed and our private partners are developing a plan for delivering a safe and effective product to Americans as quickly and reliably as possible. But we just saw the new CDC guidelines that's saying 1 in 34,000 young people die from it. Experts from HHS are leading vaccine development, while experts from the Department of Defense are partnering with the CDC and other parts of HHS to coordinate supply, production, and distribution of the vaccines. The Department of Defense and HHS announced a $138 million contract with ApiJect for more than 1 million prefilled syringes for distribution across the United States by year-end 2020. But now we've seen it's 500 million. But now they're saying that's going to be by January, as well as the development and manufacturing capacity for the ultimate production goal of 500 million prefilled syringes. I read by January 2021. Okay, so it says, what are you doing to make these products affordable for American citizens? Now, this is from the government website. The administration is committed to providing free or low-cost COVID-19 countermeasures to the American people as fast as possible. Any vaccine or therapeutic doses purchased with U.S. taxpayer dollars will be given to the American people at no cost. Okay, now let me show you the chart that I found. This is from yesterday. Stat News. New document reveals the scope and structure of Operation Warp Speed and underscores the vast military involvement. Remember the invisible enemy? And we're at war? We are the enemy. When the United States military is going to be used to confront us. And what is the military going to do? Delivering this vaccination. What is the United States military going to do to us who don't want the vaccine? They are highly trained, and they take an oath to protect the Constitution from enemies, both foreign and domestic. And anti-vaxxers have already been called domestic terrorists. So when the U.S. military engages us who do not want this vaccine, what do you think is going to happen? So here's this article that says a new document reveals the scope and structure of Operation Warp Speed and underscores vast military involvement. When President Trump unveiled Operation Warp Speed in May, he declared that it was unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project. The initiative to accelerate the development of COVID-19 vaccines and therapeutics lacks the scale and the degree of secrecy of the effort to build the atomic bomb, but the Operation Warp Speed is largely an abstraction in Washington, with little known about who works there other than its top leaders or how it operates. Even pharmaceutical companies hoping to offer help or partnership have labored to figure out who to contact. Now, an organizational chart of the $10 billion initiative obtained by STAT reveals the fullest picture yet of Operation Warp Speed, a highly structured organization in which the military personnel vastly outnumber civilian scientists. The chart dated July 30th shows that roughly 60 military officials, including 4 generals at least, are involved in the leadership of Operation Warp Speed, many of whom have never worked in healthcare or vaccine development. Just 29 of the roughly 90 leaders on the charts aren't employed by the Department of Defense. Most of them work for the Department of Health and Human Services in sub-agencies. The Operation Warp Speed central goal is to develop, produce, and distribute 300 million doses of the coronavirus vaccine by January, and the military is intimately involved, according to Paul Mango, HHS Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. It has already helped prop up more than 12 dozen vaccine manufacturing facilities, flying in equipment and raw material from all over the world. It has also set up significant cybersecurity and physical security operations to ensure an eventual vaccine is guarded very closely from state actors who don't want us to be successful in this, he said, adding many of the warp speed discussions take place in protected rooms used to discuss classified information. Now, since when is a vaccine United States classified information? But remember, this is a military operation. The U.S. military is carrying out an operation against American citizens, and they're discussing this in a classified manner. This is a massive scientific and logistical undertaking, said Mango. We are weeks away, at most, a month or 2 away from having at least one safe and effective vaccine. Now, this was 2 days ago. Despite the military's dominance, the chart also includes Nancy Messonnier, I don't know how to say it, the director of the CDC's National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, and I'm drawing a blank. But her brother, who is her brother? Oh yeah, her brother is Rod Rosenstein. See? Okay, so she's politically connected. Despite the military's dominance, the chart also includes Rod Rosenstein's sister, the Center for the CDC's National Center of Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, who was almost fired by Trump in February for warning the public about the growing COVID-19 pandemic. Public health and drug industry officials told STAT that Messonnier and General Paul Ostrowski, her direct supervisor, serve as the initiative's main contacts on all questions related to the distribution of an eventual vaccine. One public health official said that Ostrowski, an expert on military acquisition, defers to her on matters of public health. The military's extensive involvement in the development and distribution of the vaccine is a departure from pandemics of the past. Okay? But then they're going to say that the Trump who hates the military says it's fitting for it to be a departure from the past because Trump has love for the military. So they're playing it both sides. Trump hates the military. Trump loves the military. They're keeping us in constant confusion. But they said in this classified meeting that's taking place in classified walls that the military's extensive involvement in the development and distribution of this vaccine is a departure from pandemics of the past. Normally, you'd go to your doctor to get your shot. Okay? One senior federal health official told STAT he was struck by the presence of soldiers in military uniforms walking around the health department's headquarters in downtown Washington, and said that recently he had seen more than 100 officials in the corridors wearing Desert Storm fatigues. Military personnel won't be familiar with the health resources available in the community. Okay, so here is their flow chart. Okay, and I'm going to leave y'all this link. Military officials contend that the U.S. Army excels at complex challenges like distributing vaccines that might need to be transported at sub-zero temperatures. You know the old joke about you and what army? You and what army's going to take me down? You and what army? And they're making a joke about it. You know the old joke, you and what army, right? Said Andrew Hunter, a Defense Department expert at Washington think tank, the Center for Strategic and International Studies. They routinely do things that are more complex even than just vaccine, even than this vaccine job all the time. The secrecy has given us the order of being as transparent. The secretary has given us the order of being as transparent as we possibly can, with one caveat, that we are not compromising anything that has to do with national security. National security over a vaccine. So I just want to bring y'all this. And I saw an article by Ron Paul that said something about doubt the science, go to the gulags. So anyway, I wanted to bring y'all this, that the military is highly involved, it's classified, you and what army is going to stop it. And when we're confronted by an army that thinks they're doing something good by defending the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic, well, now's the time to really get close with God. That's all I've got to say. We are going into the perilous times. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.